My name is Cassius and I'm here at the beautiful Okanagan. And I'm here with Stu Goldberg, the great jazz pianist, and we are working on an album, and we will be doing a couple of concerts. I met Stu when I was doing a gig here in Penticton, and he had approached me. I didn't know he was in the audience. What a great maestro. When he approached me, I was kind of floored that such a great artist would approach me. And he said we must work together, and I totally agreed. So we decided to get together on a number of occasions just to sit down and play a little bit. And the conversation between the two instrumentalists was really good, so we decided to take this further and to make something of it. So that's how Stu and I got together. This is a pair of tablas. It was invented in the 12th century by a great poet, Hazrat Amir Khusro. The drum, as you can see, this part here is made of wood, very dense wood known as shisham, and it's comprised of a skin on the top, which has got two layers up here. The middle circle here is called shiahi, which is a mixture of iron filaments and rice glue. The bass drum here, of course this one is made of brass, it's an older piece, it was just refinished, and this also is comprised with the head here of two pieces and then the same gob that is here. As you can see, the drums are fastened by this rawhide here, and we also have tuning pegs that, wherever the tonic note is of the tabla, we tune the tabla according to those notes. As you can see, just like in Western music they have do, re, mi, fe, sol, la, ti, do, the tabla has got its own notes. Tin, ta, tun, te, de, re, dhin, dhin, dha, kat, kra, tet, kat. So when we play the tabla, the beauty is when we actually recite the notes and play, because that's how a solo really is played. So the tabla, we use our fingers on the drum on both sides, and this side we use the palm and the fingers to create that slide. So it's the most rhythmically complex instrument in the world. It's a very advanced drum, even though it's so many hundreds of years old, but anything can be played on this drum. If I'm to do something vocally and to play it after I recite it, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, dha. So this is an example of what the tabla is capable of doing.
This week Cassius and I are recording an album here in my studio, and we're also preparing for two concerts, one on Friday evening at Penn High at 7:30 and the other one at 7:30 in Kelowna on Saturday evening. What I love most is the wonderful heritage of Indian classical music that he brings to it. I mean, he's really trained deeply. I mean, I feel like he's an old soul. Like he's got, there's 5,000 years of history and culture and learning and knowledge that's coming out through his playing and his tutelage with his teachers and everything that's coming out. He not only is a percussionist, but he's a wonderful vocalist, and he's been trained in the vocal arts of Indian classical music, are incredibly complex and detailed, and there's such a wealth of material. And he's like an encyclopedia of Indian music. So I've been a fan of Indian music for years, and I'm kind of an amateur tabla player myself. So it's very gratifying for me to have him here. And he brings out in my playing, I can play a little more in an Indian way, even though that's not really where I come from. I've been trained classically, and I'm a jazz player, and I write film music and television music, and I've done lots of different disciplines. And I have played with wonderful Indian musicians over the years. But to have Cassius here for a week, that's really a treat. I'm playing two instruments. One is a traditional frame drum, and the other one is called an udu igba. And I'll explain both. Frame drum, this is common to indigenous cultures all over the world. They have framed this, like the natives have. Sometimes you hear them playing it in the northern countries with mallets. And in Ireland they have one like this. They call a bowron, and they play with a stick. And in Persia they have them, and all over the world they have them. Anyway, I'm playing it kind of in a pseudo-Indian style. And I can get different overtones. And the Udu Igba, Udu comes from Nigeria, and Udu means clay pot in their language. And Igba means skin. So it's a clay pot with skin on it. So that's Udu Igba, and that's frame drum. And that's it, and I'm just shucking and jiving. Cassius is the real guy, but I'm going to have some fun. It'll be a chance to see me do something that I normally don't do. In fact, I don't think I've ever performed percussion in public before, so this will be a first. There's a lot of musicians who think they can do different things, and a lot of people pretend to do different things like me. But Cassius, he's the real deal. He's the real article. He can really sing legitimately classical Indian music and play tabla at the same time. I don't think there's anyone on the planet who does that, and so this will be quite unique.
The collaboration that Stu and I are doing together is like I said, it's groundbreaking and falls under the category of world music. And for those people who want to see something different, who want to get out of the norm and get into something that's completely explosive, different, unique, peculiar, whatever you want to call it, to see a tabla paired up with a piano, to see the great Stu Goldberg and myself performing together, I think that's the kind of audience that we're looking for, are these energetic and very open-minded individuals.